In a quiet mountain village, there lived a young boy named Kaito. Kaito carried a small glowing device wherever he went. When he ate, he looked at it. When he walked, he looked at it. When he studied, he looked at it. Even when he sat beneath the old cedar trees, his eyes were fixed upon its little glowing screen. Through it, he watched distant people laugh, travel, eat, celebrate, and live. Yet somehow, Kaito himself felt increasingly unhappy. One morning, he climbed the mountain to visit an old Zen master. "Master," Kaito said, "I don't understand." The master looked at him. "What don't you understand? I see so many happy people every day, yet I feel less happy myself." The master pointed toward the garden. "Come." They walked to a small pond. The master picked up a stone and dropped it into the water. The surface became covered with ripples. "Can you see your reflection?" he asked. Kaito looked. "No, master." "Why?" "The water is disturbed." The master nodded. "Your mind is the same." Kaito looked at the glowing screen in his hand. "But this device helps me forget my worries." The master smiled. "Does it?" Kaito was silent. The master took him deeper into the forest. "Sit here for 10 minutes. "What should I do?" "Nothing." Kaito sat beneath a tree. 1 minute passed, then another. He became restless. He reached for his phone. The master gently said, "Leave it." Kaito tried again. "Leave it." He sighed and put it down. Slowly, he began hearing things he had forgotten existed. The sound of wind moving through bamboo, birds calling from the valley, water flowing over stones, his own breathing. After 10 minutes, the master asked, "What did you hear?" Kaito smiled. "The forest." The master shook his head. "No." Kaito looked confused. "You heard yourself." Kaito lowered his eyes. The master continued, "When the mind is constantly filled with noise, silence feels uncomfortable. And when silence becomes uncomfortable, we run back to noise." Kaito looked at his phone. For the first time, it seemed strangely small. The master said, "Your device is not your enemy. But if you give it every quiet moment of your life, you will slowly forget what quiet feels like." Kaito understood. He had spent countless hours watching other people's lives. He knew what strangers were eating, where they were traveling, what they were buying, what they were achieving. But he had stopped noticing the sunset outside his own window. That evening, Kaito returned home. He placed his phone on the table. Then he went outside. The sun was disappearing behind the mountains. He simply stood there. No photograph, no message, no screen, just the sunset. And for the first time in a long while, he felt completely present. Years later, Kaito would tell young villagers, "The world does not become quieter when you put down your phone. You simply become quiet enough to hear it." And that is what the old Zen master had taught him. If you are always looking at another person's life, you may forget to live your own.